Hey, what's going on everybody? It's me, the Kruel. And today I've got yet again another one of these discussion videos. Yeah, no actual real gameplay for last year. All of the clips in the background are clips from previous videos that I've already gotten. If you guys check the Steam charts, nobody's fucking playing the game. Now, before I start this, and you guys already know what the video is about because you've seen the fucking title, last year is going to get an AMA from James, the actual developer and runner of the company of Elastic Games tomorrow, Tuesday at 11 something Central Time. I don't know. Okay, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna cover it once it's finished, but until then, it's thank God, right? Thank fucking God we're finally getting something, regardless of if it's a, you know, last year's dead, or if it's a, hey guys, we got enough money, we're gonna start, you know, production again, it's gonna be fucking crazy, and we got a publisher. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as he says something at all. Now, tune in. Anybody can ask a question. Only some questions will be picked. Be there, be square, fuck you. Alright, let's get to the video now. This video is why last year's next killer, the father, would have ruined the game, regardless of if it had been dead or if it had been alive. It doesn't matter. Alright guys, so before we start shit-talking the hell out of this character, let's go ahead and explain what the father would have done just a little bit. And this is based off of things that the developers have said, and what Orsan has heard before. So, this killer would have thrown fireballs, obviously. I mean, if you saw the trailer for him, he has a fireball in his hand. But he would have also summoned skeletons. Now, he could have, I believe, up to 3 skeletons active at a time, and having this many skeletons would reduce his movement speed. But, I mean, you tell me. What makes more sense, having fucking things to fight for you, but, you know, lack of movement speed, and then being able to throw fireballs? Or having movement speed, not having those things to actually fight for you, and then still being able to throw fireballs. Now, the only thing that you could say here is, you know, pretty much consistent with the whole thing, is the fireballs. Now, how would these have worked? Is there going to be like a mana system? Could he just throw them all over the fucking place? Could he like hide up on a ledge and throw them down at people and get free kills? Like, I don't know. But I'm assuming that these fireballs were going to be some sort of on-hit damage over time effect where you were on fire and it sucked, and maybe you would have had to have one of your, you know, teammates put you out. I don't know, that would have been fucking cool, but I don't know. Nobody knows. I think it probably would have just been one, you know, tick of damage, and I don't know if it would have been AoE. If it would have been an AoE, that would have been broken, but that's essentially what this killer would have done had he had been released. I don't know if he still will be, who knows. But that being said, that is what the father would have done. Now, we've all seen how those AI spiders have turned out. Okay, yeah, they're pretty fucking bad. Yeah, they go towards the nearest thing that's alive and try to bite the hell out of it. It does 5 damage per tick, and, alright, the AI sucks, alright? Long story short, the AI is fucking dumb as hell. Now, I don't know how the ability to control skeletons or spawn skeletons for another set of AI would have worked with the game. Would the idea of the spiders have gone away? Would the spiders still exist? And then you spawn skeletons to absolutely fucking fry the shit out of your CPU? I don't know. But with the, you know, introduction of these skeletons, would that mean that spiders would have been taken out of the game? I don't. These are just some things I kind of wanted to have answered, you know? But could you imagine fighting off, you know, a ton of spiders and then skeletons while having a fucking killer throw fireballs at you? I think that would have been ridiculous. But nonetheless, some people might have liked it, who knows. Maybe it wouldn't have been as bad as I'm stating it out to be, because, I mean, there are 5 survivors. Everybody has the capability to punch. Everybody has a melee for the most part. And I don't know. It just seems like it would have been a mess. It seems like you would have serious frame drops, and it doesn't seem like it really would have worked out very well. Alright, now this is the part where we don't shit-talk the father as much and just kind of explain how the survivors would have, you know, gone about fighting him. So I'm going to put some images up on the screen right now. These are some of the ranged weapons that were going to be added to the game. Now, these were supposed to be craftable. You wouldn't just find them, so I don't know who would have done the crafting. I don't know how you would have crafted them, but nonetheless, these are ranged weapons. I'm assuming that Elastic Games had planned for a ranged killer at some point, and that the ranged killer was obviously going to be from a higher place when he was throwing fireballs at you. Now, how would you have been able to hit somebody like that? Well, obviously throwing ranged weapons. That, not only would this have been such a stupid fucking idea, of turning last year not into a fucking asymmetrical horror game anymore, but a shooter game. I don't even know how to explain how fucking nonsensical that all would be. I don't know how any of the perks would have made sense with that. It would have been a mess. I really don't want to see that. I really do not want to see that. I hope this game does not turn into a shooter game. That's not what this is about. Now, for this next point, I've steadily hinted at it just a little bit, but this new killer would not have worked with some of the maps in the game. And that's due primarily to the fact that there's so many choke points in some of these, instances. Were the skeletons going to have their own hitboxes to body block survivors? Well, if so, fighting the father on the bell tower would have been an absolute unbridled pain in the ass. Would it have been an issue in the tunnels? Maybe not so much. Would it have been an issue on some of the more open maps like the gym? I don't know. But even just, having the killer, set up in a higher place to throw fireballs. I mean, the Strangler, who's got a pretty long-range attack, and same with the Spider, are already really fucking annoying. So I don't know how the addition of a killer that only does ranged attacks would have made any sense at all. Now imagine you're on the gym, you're trying to climb that piece of shit ladder, you already drove the fucking scissor lift across the gym. How do you get up there with this guy throwing fire at you, spawning skeletons, and I don't know what other nonsense he probably would have been able to do, because if you guys know, all the killers in this game have 2 abilities. I'm guessing the fireball is his main. He would have gotten the skeletons, and I don't know what the other one would have been, because, everyone's going to have a main attack. I don't know. But I just don't see it working. I don't see this killer working with any of the maps that are established in the game. I can see it becoming a mess. Everybody's trying to hit skill shots all the goddamn time, and nobody can do a goddamn thing. Having all of this shit would have been an actual nightmare for the survivors. Now, I know what you guys are probably wondering. You're like, Kruel, what the fuck, man? You're only looking at the downside. This killer would have been so cool. It's an addition. Shut the fuck up, okay? Additions to last year are cool, but do you want another instance like the mine? I don't know about you guys, but the mine fucking sucks, okay? The mine is terrible. And honestly, having a killer like this might have actually just destroyed the game. Even if people had still played it, even if it had still received funding, updates, the things and such like that. I don't see... I think the idea of a ranged killer would be really, really cool. They tried doing that with the Spider, but the cool thing about the Spider is the Spider can also still attack. The Spider can also still straight up walk at you and hit you. But I don't know, this killer doesn't seem like he would have had anything like that, so if the survivors had gotten too close, they would have absolutely just clubbed him to death with pipes. Or if he was too far away from the survivors, they would have just been burned to death. I just don't know. There's so many questions that I have yet to ask, and I'm going to ask them tomorrow in the AMA. Be there! Or, yeah, I don't know. Like, it would have been a mess. Who knows? It might have turned out perfectly. Maybe there was a plan that I don't know about. But nonetheless, that's what I think about that. And if you have actually made it this far, go ahead and pat yourself on the back, because yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video now. But these are just a few of the things that I wanted to bring up with the addition of a killer that is made as such this way. I think it would have been a really cool addition to last year, but I think there would have been so much fine-tuning that would have needed to transpire, and after a certain amount of time, it wouldn't even look like the same character anymore. It wouldn't look like the same killer. I mean, it's like looking at a painting, realizing, oh, you know what, I could add a little bit more green here, adding a little bit more blue here, and then realizing about an hour later that it's not even the same thing that you started out with, But nonetheless, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to keep it Kruel and AMA tomorrow. Go check it out. But that being said, stop what you're doing. Don't walk into that store. Fuck Walmart.